All right, hey everybody, this is One Beer With. This is Dan Murphy. Welcome. I'm here again, continuing the series with a very interesting person. I sit down, have a couple drinks, one beer actually, as the case may be, just one.
I'm driving.
He's driving. I'm driving too, so it's just one, I guess. So, but here with Jimmy Korderas, former WWF, WWE referee, talk show personality. So, first of all, welcome to One Beer With.
Well, thanks. Thanks for the beer.
Oh, no problem. No problem. It's on me. So here we are. We're in Toronto. Titans in Toronto. And I just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit. You were just starting to talk to me as we were getting started about highlights of your wrestling career, or refereeing career, I should say, in wrestling. And one of the ones that you mentioned was at WrestleMania. Now, which WrestleMania was it that you were in the main event with Edge and Undertaker?
It was WrestleMania 24 in Orlando.
Orlando.
The funny thing is, of course, I described this in my book. I had to do the cheap McFoley.
Absolutely, yes. And the name of the book?
At the 3 count, My Life in Stripes as a WWE referee. Still available on Amazon. And ECW Press.
And it's a great book. It's a very good book. I got an advance copy. I really enjoyed it. The stories about Owen were incredible. And just a very strong book from top to bottom.
It's a funny thing that I wasn't originally scheduled to referee the match because the reason is because I had done so many ladder matches in the past that they felt comfortable with me in the ladder matches. Because there's a lot more to it than just staying outside the ring and waiting for the winner.
Now, what is there? I mean, what more do you have to do as a referee?
You have to pay attention because there's so much going on with so many bodies involved and so many ladders involved. Like for example, I'll give you an example. WrestleMania 17 in Houston, the TLC match with Edge, Christian, the Dudleys, the Hardys. There's a spot there where Jeff is hanging. The infamous the spear off the ladder. But if you notice at the bottom of the screen, I'm dragging a ladder out of the way so that Jeff and Edge don't bend on the ladder.
Really? I've never noticed that. Wow.
There's certain things there you got to be aware of, and you're looking out for the safety of the boys. As much of a car wreck as those matches can be, you still got to try and make sure that the guys are okay and can continue.
So is that a power of observation as a referee, just knowing where the action is going to go, or is that? I mean, that was a signature spot of that match. So that had to seem pre-planned. So if you expect what's coming, is it a matter of knowing what's coming, or just having that awareness as a referee of how to keep things in order?
I think it's a little of both. The awareness comes obviously with experience. Once you work a lot, especially with certain talents, once you get to know them, you kind of get a feel for what they're doing. And sometimes it's really simple because it's not rocket surgery, as they say.
Yes, exactly.
You can kind of see what's coming, and you can say to yourself, okay, I think this chair needs to move. I think this ladder needs to move, something like that. And what I like to do is, especially in a match like that situation, I like to when there's a discussion going on earlier in the day, I like to sit when the discussion is going on.
And are the workers typically good with you being there? Do they want
absolutely. Absolutely. Because I sit there quietly and I just take it in, and believe it or not, the odd time, maybe make a suggestion here and there.
I was going to ask that. I'm reading, I believe, James Beard's, you've seen that one. He talks about it. He was coming up in the 80s, 90s, so it's a little bit of a different. Well, I mean, you got in the late 80s?
Yeah, I started working in 87.
87, okay. But he was doing the territorial thing, and he talked about how he would sometimes say to a wrestler, there's two guys working, he'd say, this isn't working, this spot's not working, and he'd make suggestions on the fly. Did you ever have that much input in matches, or sitting with the guys that are going through spots beforehand, making those suggestions, or was it just kind of a different animal in WWE at that time?
It's kind of like picking your spots. Like again, once you get the experience and you start to get an idea of how matches tell a story and that sort of thing.
Right.
And depending on who's in the ring, if it's a veteran talent like an Eddie Guerrero, like an Edge, obviously you don't need to say anything to those guys. Those guys can call it on the fly. They can call it out there and have not a problem. Sometimes with the younger talent, I wouldn't particularly tell them to stop doing something or start doing something, but if I thought they were going too fast, I would say, okay, slow down a little bit. Okay, calm down, slow down. Take them down, grab a hold or something like that. Slow down, catch your breath, that sort of stuff. But I wouldn't actually go out there and say, okay, shoot him in and hit him with something. But it was more like calming inputs, or if I thought that he wasn't aggressive enough, to say, okay, shoot him, get him and hit him viciously or something like that, but not actual calls.
Right, yeah. Now, back to that WrestleMania main event. That was your only WrestleMania main event that you refereed, right?
Yep.
What was the feeling? Were you more nervous because of going on the stage and the main event spot, or for that point, you know Edge so well, Undertaker's a pro, you got your experience. Did it feel like it was going to go smoothly, or were there butterflies for a referee from that perspective?
I want to say that I thought that it was going to go smoothly, but I was nervous as hell. I mean, I'll tell you what. The night before that match, it was like 2:30 in the morning. I'm not sleeping. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I went downstairs. We were staying at the Marriott in Orlando by the airport. Went downstairs, went outside. It was a nice, cool night. Just to gather my head and grabbed a little cigar. Just sat there on the bench. Of all people, Ken Anderson came up and sat with me for a little while. And just tried to clear my head. And then that whole day of the event at the actual show, because we were there early, obviously. Pretty much there all day long.
Yes. It's WrestleMania.
I'm just trying to focus on my stuff, but at the same time trying to distract myself a little bit so I didn't drive myself crazy, you know what I mean? And work myself up too much to where I'm too nervous. So there was a little bit of stuff going on there. But I look at it this way, especially on a big stage like WrestleMania, the day you're not nervous, maybe it's the day to pack it in. Because if you're not nervous and you're kind of like carefree, it's like, to me, I don't want to say it, I don't want the words to be hands or anything like this, but if you care, you'll always be either nervous or anxious or
you have some kind of feeling. Yeah.
Some kind of feeling. You know what I mean? If I'm laid back and I got this. No.
Right.
That's when you screw up.
Yeah.
When you think you've got it all, that's when you screw up.
Now, who are some of the guys that you looked at as referees that you modeled yourself after or emulated?
And Stolfman.
Yeah, Stolfman, yeah. Well, you don't have to too much. 1, 2, 3. As
you know, there's a lot more to it than that. But when I first started, the first guy really to take me under his wing as a referee was a local Canadian Terry Oaks. And Billy Red Lions, who was Jack Tunney's right-hand man at the time. They were the guys who actually talked to me and calmed me down and started growing. But then Dave Hebner became kind of like a mentor, like Timmy was.
And were those guys free with their knowledge, or was it like you're a young kid?
Oh, no, it was just, it was like I had questions. Man, keep asking me questions. Anytime you got a question, you ask. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And really, Dave Hebner, I just want to say, took me under his wing like it was so cool.
Now, one thing, I will say, there is such a thing as a stupid question, because I ask a lot of them when I'm doing this.
So far you're good.
All right, good.
So far you're good.
So Dave took you under his wing.
Yeah. And then when Earl came aboard eventually, in I think it was '88.
Yeah. How much for the plastic surgery and everything?
Yeah. Nobody knew that day.
You guys didn't know that?
Nobody knew. They had Earl hidden all day. And it was like funny, like, okay, Dave's got this match, but that was Dave. And then you see, and then, it's funny, I'm watching the monitor in the back because I was there, and that was like,
that's insane. Okay, yeah.
And I'm there and I'm watching it, and I'm going, man, Dave's lost some weight.
Dave looks
really good. I haven't seen him all day. What did he do in a week? You know what I mean? It's like, what happened? And then but the catering table was right there, and I turned around to grab a drink, and leaning against the wall behind the catering table, kind of in the dark, is Dave Hebner. And I went, the hell? And he went, I did grab my drink, and I'm like, okay, what's happening here? This is cool. So nobody knew. It was amazing.
That's incredible that you can pull that off. That's very cool.
Yeah. Well, back in those days, you didn't have the interweb.
Yeah.
Ruining everything. Ruining surprises. But I will give them credit because there are sometimes some things that they do manage to keep quiet, and I applaud them when they can, especially in today's day.
Exactly. It's more difficult than ever. Well, hey, real quick, you got the book that's out. What else have you been doing since leaving WWE? Obviously, broadcasting.
Yeah.
Let everybody know what some of the things you've been up to.
Yeah, we do a show called Aftermath here in Canada. It's on Sportsnet 360. It airs on at 10 o'clock on Friday nights, right after SmackDown. We break down the week in WWE. I like to refer to it as wrestling's version of The Talking Dead.
Talking Dead.
That's how I like to refer to it. And I also write a few articles for the Sportsnet.ca website. Check them out there.
And of course, you with Ardell Powell, whose new name.
Well, no, Arda is now the newest broadcaster of the WWE.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, Kyle Edwards.
That's it. I keep forgetting that new name.
Kyle Edwards.
Yes.
And I couldn't be happier for him. I mean, this is a lifelong dream for him. And it just goes to show you, it was a long road for him to get there, but he got there. So never give up. Dreams come true. They really do.
All right, well, Jimmy, thank you very much, man. I appreciate your time. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.